Imagine a temple so grand, so inspiring, it was named one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, a place of worship, wealth, mystery, and even arson. Welcome to the Temple of Artemis at Ephesus, the jewel of the ancient world, and the site of one of history's most fascinating stories. The Temple of Artemis stood in the ancient Greek city of Ephesus, on the coast of Asia Minor, near modern-day Selçuk, Turkey. Its earliest foundations go back as far as the 8th century BCE, but the version that gained legendary status was built around 550 BCE. It wasn't just a religious building, it was a marvel of art and engineering. Funded by Croesus, the fabulously wealthy king of Lydia, the temple was designed by 2 Cretan architects, Chersiphron and his son Metagenes. They drew inspiration from the great Temple of Zeus at Olympia, with its massive marble columns and pediments filled with sculptures of gods and heroes. But the Temple of Artemis would surpass it in every way. It was dedicated to the goddess Artemis, a major deity in Greek mythology, but who held a special place in Anatolia. And here, Artemis, the Greek goddess of the hunt and wilderness, was worshipped with a unique maternal twist, fused with older Anatolian fertility goddesses. In fact, the temple's exact location in the city nestled in a marsh on the western hill of the city. The goddess, who had a cult stretching across the Middle East and Greece, was known as a fierce protector of young women and children, of animals, and of those who sought her aid. For these reasons, the sanctuary became one of the era's great pilgrimage sites. Thousands of supplicants made their way to the temple every year, bearing gifts and prayers, hoping to win Artemis's favor and secure safe delivery for themselves or their loved ones. But what was the temple for? It was much more than just a shrine. Spiritually, it was a major pilgrimage site, drawing visitors from across the Mediterranean. People came to offer thanks for safe childbirth, to pray for fertility, or to participate in lavish annual festivals in honor of Artemis. Economically, it served as a bank. That's right, the Temple of Artemis was a place where kings, merchants, and cities stored wealth. Its sacred status made it one of the safest depositories in the ancient world. And strategically, it projected the cultural and political clout of Ephesus, which was already a major commercial hub. Its wealth, size, and strategic importance also made it a target. The temple was besieged several times, notably during the Galatian invasion in 250 BCE, but each time it was spared, perhaps because of the sanctity of the site. The last thing anyone wanted to do was desecrate a temple that housed untold riches and annoyed a goddess with a lot of followers. It was this complex web of religion, economics, politics, and culture that made the Temple of Artemis such an iconic structure. But then, in 356 BCE, disaster struck. The Grand Temple was set on fire by a man named Herostratus. He wanted to be famous, to have his name remembered for all time. The Ephesians, horrified, banned anyone from ever mentioning his name again. But ironically, his name survived. And now, Herostratic fame means seeking glory through destruction. What drove him to commit this sacrilege? Was he an unhinged fanatic, a disgruntled visitor, or something else entirely? We may never know. But what is clear is that Herostratus chose his moment well. Legend has it that he set fire to the temple on the same night Alexander the Great was born. Some legends claim Artemis herself was too busy delivering the future conqueror to save her temple. Though whether she could have done anything to stop Herostratus's plot is debatable. After all, the man had years to plan his attack, sneaking into the temple at night to lay his traps and escape undetected. Accounts of the event vary, but the end result is the same. One of the ancient world's greatest structures was destroyed, leaving the Ephesians stunned and vulnerable. But they would rise to the challenge, determined to make their goddess proud and their city whole again. Determined to rebuild their temple, the Ephesians turned to the master sculptor Scopas, along with the architects Pirithous and Sophori, to design their new temple. The rebuilding took 13 years, and the Ephesians didn't cut corners. The new temple was bigger and grander than before. It featured 127 marble columns, each nearly 60 feet tall, making it even grander than before. When the temple finally reopened, it was not just a place of worship, but a symbol of resilience, of the human spirit's ability to overcome even the greatest challenges. The second temple was even more magnificent than the first. a celebration of the human potential for beauty, greatness, and yes, sometimes infamy. During its heyday, it glittered with gold, ivory, and precious gems, depicting scenes from Greek mythology and daily life. Even the floors were works of art, decorated with mosaics and inlaid marble. Its treasury stored enough treasure to make kings envious. And its vast courtyard hosted festivals celebrating everything from athletic competitions to the grape harvest. Yet the temple's glory didn't come solely from its grandeur. It pulsed with spiritual energy. Its vast network of priestesses, hermits, and oracles wove magic, delivered prophecies, and provided counsel to those who sought spiritual guidance. The air thrummed with the whispers of countless prayers, hopes, and dreams. The Temple of Artemis wasn't just a building, it was a living, breathing entity, a testament to the enduring power of faith and human creativity. Alexander the Great himself considered funding its reconstruction, an offer the Ephesians politely declined, saying it was not right for a god to build a temple to another god. Instead, they used funds from the city's treasury and donations from other cities to complete the project. The result was a masterpiece, a symphony of stone and ivory that celebrated the glories of Artemis and the ingenuity of the human mind. The Temple of Artemis wasn't just an architectural marvel. It was a vibrant hub of activity, a social, economic, and spiritual nexus that defined the character of Ephesus. Its sprawling complex, with its rows of marble columns, each monolithically carved and adorned with intricate designs, dominated the landscape. These columns were more than structural elements. They were silent sentinels of faith, standing guard over the temple's treasures and pilgrims. Between them, the temple's tiered roofs glistened with gold, transforming the structure into a beacon of wealth and divinity. It was said that the roof's gables, adorned with exquisite ivory carvings, reached towards the sky like outstretched arms, forever grasping at the heavens. Inside, the temple was a realm of shadows and light, where flickering torches cast dancing shadows on the walls, illuminating scenes from Artemis's life and exploits. Each carving, each sculpture, was a masterpiece, a testament to the skill of the artisans who brought the divine into form. The temple's main chamber was a cavern of awe. Its vaulted ceiling soared overhead, supported by intricate fretwork that transformed wood into lace. The air hung heavy with incense, mingling with the murmur of prayers and the rustle of offerings. At the heart of it all stood the statue of Artemis herself, a majestic figure carved from pure gold, her many breasts gleaming like celestial bodies scattered across the night sky. Her presence commanded reverence, her essence saturating every corner of the temple. But the temple's allure wasn't confined to its walls. It was a living part of the community. Outside, bustling bazaars overflowed with goods, their awnings casting colorful patches of shade on the ground. The air buzzed with the energy of merchants hawking their wares, artisans demonstrating their skills, and pilgrims sharing stories of their journeys. As dusk fell, the temple blazed with light, its windows glowing like celestial eyes watching over the city. It was a beacon of hope, a symbol of unwavering faith. The annual Festival of Artemis, a week-long celebration of the goddess's power and glory, turned the temple into a sea of humanity. Processions wound through the crowds, their rhythmic chants echoing off the temple's marble flanks. The entire city vibrated with excitement, unity, and devotion. It was a spectacle of sight and sound, a tribute to the goddess who had captured the hearts and imaginations of millions. But not everyone shared this devotion. The Apostle Paul, a staunch opponent of paganism, once stirred controversy within the temple's hallowed halls. His impassioned denunciation of Artemis as a false goddess ignited riots among her fervent worshippers. This clash of beliefs, the struggle between faith and reason, played out against the backdrop of one of the ancient world's most iconic landmarks, underscoring the profound impact Artemis had on the course of history and the human experience. Yet, like all earthly things, the Temple of Artemis's reign was not eternal. In the face of rising Christianity and waning paganism, its star began to fade. Then, in 262 CE, the Goths descended upon Ephesus, burning and plundering as they went. The temple suffered grievous wounds, its magnificence reduced to smoldering ruins. Over the centuries, its stones found new purposes, lining homes, forming foundations, even becoming tombstones. But even in its decay, the temple's grandeur endured. The single column that stands today, a solitary sentinel amidst the marshlands, bears silent witness to the glory that was.